goodness. How are you feeling? This is the second time I've watched over you like this, isn't it? You do not remember? Then have you forgotten that you protected me from the dragon's flames? You withstood the fire in my stead and were well and truly charred. 'Twas terrible. I had thought your life forfeit. I could not hear the beating of your heart. But you hung on and by some miracle survived. I'm sorry to hear that, though I cannot say I am surprised. Your burns could easily have killed you outright. A great many were bathed in the dragon's flames that day. All perished. Save you. You must be special, indeed. How else could you have survived to return here?
I am of the Border Watch. Someone with Arisen-like abilities came to this village, horn in tow. Know you aught of this?
Has he come for you? We are to part so soon, then. Mayhap you will visit me again someday. Till then, take care. Arisen.
Ah, excellent. You must be the one. You match my soldier's description. I'm glad I found you. The ruler of Vermont, currently convalescing in the capital, became arisen here in this very village. If you claim the same, then word must be borne to the capital. I dispatched a missive before coming here, though I doubt the matter can be settled without your presence. Would you be willing to accompany me to the capital? If you truly are arisen, you will be received with open arms. Oh, but forgive me. I scattered my soldiers in a bid to find you. I would not depart without them. We shall have to wait till they are ready. Come to think of it, Sir Leonard was asking after you as well. Mayhap now would be a good time to speak with him.
Someone must have the answers we seek. If we ask around, we might just...
Oh, have you some business with the apothecary, sir? Dreadful. Oh, no, I'm not lost or naught, sir. I'm an apothecary in training, you see. My family runs a little shop. So when I heard tell of a medicine only to be found in this village, I thought I'd come and fetch some for us. But, well, as luck would have it, I've not and will be ashamed to return empty-handed after coming all this way. But what? You do suppose there's no harm in that? If you're really sure? Oh, sir, I'd be most grateful. Seems my luck's not as rotten as I thought. I'll wait right here for your return, sir. And...
Ladder can take us to... We could make the fruit roborant ourselves, but I shall be ready to render...
Well met. You're the one who saved Ulrika's life, aren't you? She told me all about it. It was a very brave thing. I'm in your debt. Ulrika's as good as my daughter. Here, consider this. Now, tell me, are you registered with a guild? Perhaps you already know this, but registering with a guild will grant you access to specialized training, which comes in very useful when pursuing a vocation. Well now, that won't do. You need only speak with the innkeeper to register. Go on, 'twill only take a... If there is aught you wish to know of vocations, mayhap I can advise you. 'Tis a vocation for those who seek to master the sword and shield. I am a fighter myself, and should there come a time when you impress me with your prowess, I might be... Very well. There is no wrong choice in any case. But I shan't take up any more of your time. Pray...
Never for a moment did I doubt you'd grow stronger someday. Having said...
Here at the inn, we also offer changes of location for those who seek it. I get so few customers, you see, that I can manage both roles myself. But enough about me. Did you need something?
Hello again, sir. Say, have you brought some fruit rubberant for me? Oh, so this is what it looks like. Really, I haven't much to offer in return, but I'll be sure to tell Grandfather what...
Such moments make me proud to serve the Arisen. You really ought to return by now. Mayhaps it's time I went looking for it. That is most prayers. Yet before we took a fall, must you run so fast? You can hardly keep you in my sights, Arisen.
Let us endeavor to keep up, though we are less fleet of foot.
Ah, you've returned. Good timing, too. First and foremost, will you accompany me to the capital? My thanks. Are you ready to depart, or do you need some time to prepare? Good. Then let us be on our...
If I might be so bold as to speak my mind, different masters favour different pawns. One whom I served preferred to have beastrons for allies.
Each to their own. Freshly rested as we are, this battle ought to be our favourite. We must not let them knock on. Let my magic imbue your weapon with the fury of the elements.
I happen to understand Elvish, Master. I expect you'll find my talents useful.
The Arisen is the lawful ruler of Vermin. So it has always been. To claim the title is to claim the throne. Yet, not all claims are true. Our kingdom sees many pretenders. They are not accepted by I still regardless, fight myself.
I'll turn you into a pig. Stay with me, Arisen. Wait a moment. You fire's blaze! Use it well! Retreat, then. Let us defer to the Arisen's judgment. Right you are.
Is there nothing we can do about this obstacle?
If a ranged attack is needed, you can count upon my aim. I will gladly deal with it. You're welcome to take whatever you like from my pack, Master. I'd gladly see you put what I find to good use. I'll gather this. It might be of use.
What a view. I'd not say no to a short repose hereabouts.
Would be a good place to take stock of our surroundings.
That's just what I was thinking. And here I was, hoping for some great treasure. Now I feel a fool.
We cannot expect gleaming treasures round every corner. Do watch where you're going. You'll hurt yourself one of these days.
Oh, don't mind me. These things happen. A treasure chest. I can hardly wait to open it.
Let us hope your curiosity will be rewarded.
Hold here a moment. I shall bid them open the gate.
Who's that you've brought with you, Watchhead, sir?
An arisen, by all appearances.
An arisen? Another pretender, you mean? I see the Sovereign's ascension has done little to stop such charlatans from plying their
It is uncertain. This one commands the loyalty of the pawn.
What? Impossible. You know as well as I do that there can be but one arisen, and he's up in the palace.
I'm well aware of how preposterous the idea is, thank you. However, as I do not believe it my place to rule on such a matter, I will make my report to the captain. If the claim is false, we will be rewarded handsomely for our trouble. If the claim is true, however, who can say? All's been arranged. Come, let us pass through the gate.
Take this. It is... Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
Feeling rested, I trust. 'Tis a glad thing we rested.
We must not let down our guard. Let my magic
magics grant you an elemental boon. The prison has been drenched.
A smashing success.
Once more.
Materials such as this can be combined to craft things. I'll wager I could make that shot.
Go right ahead.
must make the most of this opportunity. Focus the map or hit the
Let me get that.
Well met. This here's the sanctuary. I assume you'll be starting off with a mug of the good stuff.
A treasure chest. Oh, I can hardly wait to open it.
Let us hope your curiosity will be rewarded. This is generally used as a material.
I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time.
Oi! Who goes there? Rather brazen for a burglar, aren't we?
I shall conduct the interrogation myself. Stand watch outside. I beg your forgiveness for my insolence, Your Majesty. If the Queen Regent had learned of your existence, I fear your life would have been in peril. I had no choice but to treat you as a pretender, lest my actions draw suspicion from watchful eyes. Your anger is well justified, and I shan't deny you it. However, I am obliged to make you aware of your situation. Your arrival would have robbed the Queen Regent Disa of everything. During the time of the previous consul, she acted as a queen in her own right, ruling the palace as she saw fit. And just after the consul's passing, when 'twas all but certain that her son would take his father's place, word reached the castle that the Arisen had been found. To Disa, Your Majesty's very existence is naught but an obstacle to her own family's continued prosperity. The assassination of the Arisen is an impossible feat for mortal hands. Thus, Disa chose to abduct Your Majesty while you recovered from your wounds, in order to rob you of your memory with a fell curse and sell you to Batal as a slave. Following that,
She prepared a replacement to serve as the Sovereign in your stead. A mere puppet. However, with your Majesty returned, I have no intention of twiddling my thumbs as Disa plays her games. I shall devise some plans to further our cause. Pray, visit me a night in the tavern that we might discuss them. This one's cleared of all suspicion, and has my permission to remain in the capital. You are to trouble the good sir no further. Are we clear? Your Majesty, your timing is impeccable. 'Tis not a matter for prying ears. Pray. As I informed you when last we spoke, the palace is filled with the Queen Regent's sycophants. Should Disa denounce your Majesty as a false arisen, few would elect to doubt her. Yet if we are to prove your identity, I believe there is no occasion more suitable than the coronation. It was delayed so that the Sovereign, that is, the false arisen, could convalesce in the palace, but the date has now been set. The central players in the court ought all be in attendance. It would be a fine opportunity to display your Majesty's power. None would be able to deny that you are the true Arisen then. There are only select members of the nobility and citizens who, if your Majesty is to be counted among them, you will need to attend to a number of tasks. Pray, allow me to summarize them for you. The citizenry have called upon my soldiers to cull monsters that plague the land. I dare say, 'twould be a fine contribution were you to accomplish these tasks unaided. What say you? Might I ask for your cooperation in this matter? I thank you, Your Majesty. There are 3 locales that have seen significant trouble of late. The first is Trevo Mine, to the northwest. We've had reports of goblins swarming in great numbers. Next is Half Village, west of Burnworth. I believe soldiers have already been dispatched to cull an infestation of saurians there. Finally, there is a call for someone to locate a group of soldiers tasked with delivering freight. They were last seen crossing the second bridge on the eastern edge of Vermont.
We have been charged with the felling of monsters. By combining our strengths, we shall overcome this trial as all others.
Welcome.
You're in need of...
Hi there, friend. All I ask is that you hear my request. What have you got to live? My thanks, sir. As for the matter at hand, it concerns... I've been holding off service on account of all the monsters on the road. But now I feel prepared to start making... Only trouble is, there are still monsters about, and I can't help but worry. That's where you come in. See, I've got a letter here from Lady Margit, the Watchhead's wife, to be delivered to one Sir Leonard in Melv. I'd like you to accompany the cart in my stead and see to it that the letter reaches its recipient. What say you, friend? Splendid! I knew I was right to put my faith in you. Now, the carts only depart at certain hours of the day, but I find that time flies when I take a seat at the station to wait. And mind you, don't forget to pay your way before you board. That's standard practice, and I would advise against trying any funny business. Each cart travels with an escort of trained soldiers, see? In case it encounters any monsters out on the road. So anyone thinking of riding for free will have to take the issue up with them. But enough of my lecturing. Just make sure that letter gets to Sir Leonard. Then come find me when the job's done. Oh, and I'll pay your fare this time, seeing as you're doing me a favour and all. Come find me when you've delivered that letter. I'll be waiting to hear from you.
We ought to see this to its destination.
This ox cart's bound for... I'll not take you anywhere till I've had my due. There are useful ingredients to be gathered here, I'll wager.
No harm in picking a few.
An ox cart ought to make our journey easy.
Fewer monsters are to be found on the main road, though carts travel only by the sun's light.
Apologies, but I can't offer you a ride, sir. I knew it to be so.
Hail, if you've a moment to spare. As you can see, we're rebuilding. A task that can always be... What say you? Would you be willing to help? Excellent. You're a good sort. I'll not soon forget this. Here's what I need from you. A bask of saurians has made their nest outside the village. Though they're yet to cause any harm, their proximity makes the villagers I'd like to enlist your aid in... I've prepared some explosive casks and left them by the village entrance. Use them to send the...
Saurians are monsters of fearsome strength, 'tis true. But I've yet to meet a foe that explosive casks can't scatter.
I quite agree.
Is that you, Norbert? Oh, fie. Wait, listen. Which brave fool said he was going to look for herbs and went off into the forest? I'd go and search for him myself, only... I'm not afraid of monsters. So I thought, mayhap you please, sir. I worry for my brother. Many thanks. Right, go into the forest and turn when you reach the tree with the bird's nest, keeping the cliff to your right. Ah, this won't work, will it? I could see the route in my mind's eye. But my feet know it better than I do. But my brother and I are the only ones who use that path, to my knowledge. I suppose there's only one thing for it. I'll have to show you the way. Just be alert. The monsters of the forest have changed since the... I'll need you to watch over me, keep me safe. You will, won't you? Right. In we go, then. My life's in your hands, friend.
Our aid is required, Master. Let us depart with due haste.
Wish I didn't have to work to earn my bread.
Come to think of it, looking around, it strikes me that we pawns are all men. I wonder if this speaks to the Arisen's preference.
Tis surely a coincidence.
I'll wager I could make that shot.
You cut quite the hunter's figure.
This is a good spot. Let's stop here a moment. I've camped here with my brother many a time. No doubt he caught his breath here before moving on, same as us.
Come to think of it, the private quarters of one arisen I served had many a visitor. And
Not like a feast to get you ready for bed.
indeed, surely we've time for a short kip ere we continue on our merry way.
Follow me. We ought press on, lest aught befall my brother. Follow me. We ought press on, lest aught befall my brother.
I would have preferred not to have to fight so soon, but at least I know I am up to the challenge.
Try and get these! Let's not let him go to waste!
Impressive, Master! We more victory like that without a rally for the head. I grant you fire's blaze! Use it well!
Can anyone hear me? Please! I need help!
Prepare yourself!
I'd thought I was done for.
Aye, it was a near thing. How are you feeling?
I think I'll be all right. But if you hadn't come for me, Thanks, Ian.
Save your thanks, Norbert. I'm your brother.
From where I'm standing, all that matters is that you made it in time. Anyway, I'm eager to be rid of this place. Let's return to the village, shall we? The sooner the better. I've got to deliver these medicinal herbs to the people who need them.
Aye, you'll hear no complaints from me.
Our duty is a worthy one, to escort our charge safely and intact.
I appreciate that.
Do watch where you're going. You'll hurt yourself one of these days.
Oh, don't mind me. These things happen.
It's quite the drop. Take care not to fall.
No room for carelessness. Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
Let me get that.
Back at last. That was an ordeal.
Aye, I'm exhausted, but I can rest after I've delivered these herbs. I'll be back soon.
Good on you. Just take care, all right? You wonder why I don't follow him? So long as he stays away from that forest. When my brother told me he was going to fetch those herbs, I refused to join him. Said it was too dangerous. What with the monsters acting strangely of late. And I was right. Mayhap none of this would have happened. My brother is always the one taking the initiative, while I stand around with my hands in my pockets. But today's misadventure showed me that the path forward is the one with fewer regrets. Even when you can't. We managed to save Norbert. Perhaps that's all that matters. Still, I can't help but wonder if I couldn't have spared him some of the pain and fear he suffered. So from now on, I'm going to trust in my own instincts. Ne'er again will I let fear stop me from doing what I know to be right.
Sir Ian was rather hard on himself, methinks. He saved his brother just as much as we did.
What can I do for you? Ah, a letter from Lady Margaret, you say? It is a fair way you've come, then. My thanks. She's a kindly sort, I must say. We met when I worked with her husband, Sir Gregor, on one occasion. Now she's taken to inquiring after my health at the turn of every season.
Don't we have a... This battle ought to be in our favor.
We must not let down our guard. Let my magics grant you an elemental boon.
What about the sea dredge?
So close a call offers no solace in victory.
We ought to consider this a lesson. This is what befalls one who lets down their guard.
Lady Margaret's a kind. Well, that appears to have sent some of them. To finish the job, I'd have you drop a jar of poison. With any luck, the Saurians will realize. But pray, take care not to drop it in the river. The village, you must make sure your aim is true. Good. You'll find the jars of poison just outside the village. Toss.
Now we are to throw a jar of poison. Be sure to handle it with care, Master. Your aim could have been more precise, but I expect the Saurians will be discouraged nonetheless.
If nothing else, we saw our task through to the end.
You've done as I asked, I see. Many thanks, though I must say your aim could use some work. All the same, that poison should keep the beasts at bay for the time being. Watching you got me thinking. Mayhap you've the sense to inherit the skills I possess. Or perhaps 'tis a little early for such talk. In any event, thanks to the work you've done for us today, the rebuilding efforts ought to proceed apace. And for that...
A moment.
Ah, you've returned. How did you fare on the jet? Splendid! You've been an immense... The cart reached its destination, safe and sound. And from the tell of it, you even rid the road of a few monsters.
Protect the shipment! Seal yourself! Put the beams down! Don't let them touch the shipment! How did this happen? We must defend the cargo! Their detonation starts. One of us is poisoned!
The paths to victory are myriad of these. That strategy never worked.
Truly?
Our task is complete.
I thank you for coming to our aid. That was a tight spot you saved us from. And what luck! Nary a scratch on the wares to show for it.
I'll carefully conserve my strength and endeavor to survive every battle.
I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself.